What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Versus. So we have two 86 rated English strikers, and I think this is going to be a really great episode, so make sure you stay tuned. Alright, so today we're looking at Jamie Vardy and Tammy Abraham. Both English strikers, both 86 rated, both headliner cards, and the only difference being that one plays for Leicester and one for Chelsea. Now, there is a pretty interesting difference in terms of their stats. One is more of a pacey, straight line runner, while Tammy Abraham's more of a power guy. So it's interesting. So I actually really enjoyed both of these cards. Now, the Player of the Month is essentially the same card as the headliner, so make sure you keep that in mind. Pretty much everybody's done the Player of the Month. The headliner may be a little bit down because of that. Now, I know it's 147K, so it may not seem like down, but compared to a lot of the other headliners, that's actually a fairly low price. He's gone up today, actually, as a matter of fact. That's interesting. But anyway, he's a solid striker, definitely a good striker. If you put something like a sniper on him to boost his shooting and his dribbling, he becomes very, very good. So his disadvantages include 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot, only 5'10", high work rates at strikers, sometimes a little bit weird, but he does have that great pace. He has a fantastic attack positioning and shooting, and very good dribbling stats, along with 91 aggression, which I feel like is an important stat to pick out, because 91 aggression definitely speaks to his ability to get into a challenge, which I definitely like him for. Now, if we look at Abraham, he's already had 2 special cards this year, and now he has a headliner card, and Chelsea are probably more likely than Leicester, though maybe not, to win 4 games in a row, and if they win 4 games in a row, they get that additional upgrade. Medium's also weird on a striker. That's okay. Still 3-star, 3-star, but he's 6'5", and that's one of the big ways he outshines Vardy. Also, if you put a Hawk on him or something like that, you wouldn't even need a Hawk. Hunter might actually be the best bet for this guy. Boosts his shooting almost all the way up to max, except for long shots. Although he may need something in his dribbling. A sniper on him wouldn't be the worst move. It puts him a little bit slow, but he doesn't feel that slow in-game. So, unfortunately, this SBC has just expired. I did have a player review up on him earlier. So I wish I could have got this versus episode out earlier, but unfortunately I couldn't. His 84 is not a huge downgrade. I mean, it's definitely not as good, but it'll give you an idea of how this card played. So let's jump into the head-to-head statistical comparison. Obviously, Vardy's got him beat for pace, no problem. But shooting, Abraham actually draws in positioning, +1 in finishing, but where he really shines over him is in long shots. Not that that's a huge kind of indicator of, or, a hugely useful stat. Long shots, I mean, well, I guess you do use them, but for these kind of strikers, maybe not as much. Volleys and penalties definitely goes Vardy's way, but it's close. Passing swings Vardy's way as well, but short passing, interestingly, Tammy Abraham does have the slight edge, so that's important to note. Dribbling is actually very interesting as well, so ball control stats, Abraham's better. But in terms of like movement on the ball, that is definitely Vardy's arena. But then they tie with 89 on reactions. Finally, defending, well, not finally, but defending, Vardy definitely has the advantage. Except, except for heading accuracy, which Abraham has a 96 heading accuracy. That's crazy. And then finally, physical. They tie in jumping. Vardy has slightly more stamina, but the strength rating, 21 more strength for Abraham, but like 51 more aggression for Vardy. So it's an interesting trade-off there. I use the L2 shield a lot with Abraham. I think that's definitely a big part of his game. Now, without further ado, I do want to jump into the statistical analysis, and it's very, very interesting in this case. All right, so here we are at the statistical analysis. One key change I made was make it a lot bigger, so hopefully this should be much easier to see, although I'm just realizing you can't see one thing because of my face cam, so let's get that over there. I think we should be good now. I think you guys should be able to see no problem. All right, very good. Sorry about that. So anyway, if we look at headliner Vardy, we did get 4 wins, 3 losses. An interesting range of average ratings. Some very high at 9.5, some very low at 6.8, a high one at 8.1, another low at 6.7, and it averages out to about that 7.8 range, which he was kind of hovering around for his other games. Only 2 goals scored in 7 games. It's not good enough. 1 assist in 7 games. It's not good enough. 8 shots in 7 games. Nowhere near good enough for a 62% shots on target rate. Now, he did make a lot of passes, and many of those passes were on target. 89% pass rating is very, very good, as well as 80% dribble completed is quite good as well. But you move into headliner Abraham. Sorry, not all these columns are kind of where they should be. So I apologize for that. Let me fix that quickly. But yeah, so win. 7 wins, which I believe is the first time that's happened in a versus series. Look at these average ratings. It's crazy. His lowest was 9.2. His lowest. Yeah, I hit 9.2 3 times, one of which was in a rage quit. He hit a 10.0, which is very rare. 2 9.4s and a 9.3, giving him a 9.4 average rating. That has to be the highest we've seen on Versus. If anybody thinks differently, please let me know, because I'm pretty sure that is the highest. He did not have a game where he didn't score, including a hat trick in the first game and 3 other braces, scoring 12 goals across 7 games for a 1.7 goal per game rate. That is awesome. We also had 3 assists, so he contributed just as many assists as Vardy did goals and assists, which is kind of crazy. Almost half an assist per game, which is awesome. So with over a goal and a half per game and half an assist a game, he's contributing to 2 goals per game across 7 games. That's crazy. Look at all these shots he was taking too. He was definitely getting to good positions. That attack positioning was very noticeable. 19 out of 25 shots for 76 on target, which does beat out Vardy. Also, we have here 88% passes completed, which is very similar. Not quite as many passes, but definitely worth noting there. And then finally, 81%, same for both of them. Slightly more dribbles for Abraham. Now, it's weird because Abraham actually feels better on the ball, even though he's slightly slower. Again, we do have 3-star, 3-star on both of these strikers, so maybe compared to some other strikers, they may not be your best bet. But in terms of English strikers, if we just go over here to Footbin quickly, and just look at players, and we'll look at English strikers. Now, hopefully you were able to see all the stats before. I didn't even check with the face cam. But anyway, so we look at nations, we look at England, we look at positions, we look at striker. You've got Harry Kane, who would strike me as fairly similar to 86 headliner Abraham. You actually have quite a few English icons. The only non-icon up in there is Harry Kane. But if you're talking in terms of these 2 players here, they have a discrepancy in pace rating there. But if you look at dribbling, again, Abraham's actually slightly better than Vardy. But if you're looking at my original point was, if you're looking for an English striker and you don't want to spend up for an icon, one of these 2 guys is your best bet, because you probably don't want to spend up for Rashford either. But I would take a chance on this for 20K, or even this Vardy inform for 50K, although I don't recommend Vardy, though that's probably good value. At 147K, I don't recommend that headliner at all. Some people are thinking about it for an investment. I don't know if I'd go there with it either, but that's up to you. But yeah, I was just really, really blown away with this Abraham card. He doesn't look like he'll play that well, but he does. Actually, the SBC was down at about 35K, which is crazy. Yeah, I have to say, I'm very surprised at how well this card performs. And it wasn't just these games. Like, I'll go look at my squad right now. If I just quickly search, I'm working on my PlayStation now. I wish I could switch back and forth, but I really got to learn how to do that. Anyway, so I look at my player search. I go to Nation of England, and I search. I find Tammy Abraham. And you look, I've played 19 games with him now, 23 goals, 6 assists. He's been awesome, and those are all weekend league games. I don't understand what makes him so good, but he feels great. So hopefully you did that headliner. If you didn't, I think his inform's still going to feel fairly similar. But yeah, in this case, the value for that SBC was insane. If you get his inform, it's 20K for the inform. So if you guys if you picked up this headliner, try it out. If you didn't, try out that inform. For 20K in English Premier League striker, you can't go wrong, as opposed to the 150K you'd be spending on Vardy. Now, if you have Vardy's Player of the Month, I'd still recommend this headliner Abraham over him, because the headliner Vardy and the Player of the Month Vardy are very, very similar. If we go over to Vardy's page here and hover over this, Player of the Month has actually more pace, more defending, but then slightly less dribbling and shooting and passing. But otherwise, they're very similar cards. So, but again, I am going to definitely recommend headliner Abraham over this headliner Vardy. And that's that for this episode of Versus. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the new intro style. So, like, instead of running the intro right from the beginning, we hop in and I give a little intro, then run the digitalized intro, and then get into the video. Let me know what you guys thinking about that. I think that could be kind of a new way of switching it up, maybe keeping people interested. If you made it to this far in the video, please leave a like. It really means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Get a lot of views from people who aren't subscribed. Just hit that button. It really helps me out. But that's going to be it for me. Headliner Abraham is the way to go, let me tell you. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.